completely get it. I know how frustrating it can be to come up to this time of the year and be like, oh my God, I just can't believe that I'm at the exact place where I thought I wouldn't be, right? To look at your goals and just get this feeling of frustration that it feels like I'm pedaling backwards and I'm not getting any closer to my goals. Have you been there? Let me tell you something, okay? The number of years that I was spinning backwards before I really felt like I hit a groove in my business has to be at least, at least 5 years before I figured out the basics of business. Like, oh, okay, this is how I can get clients, this is how I can make money, and this is a pathway towards successfully and consistently making something out of my business. I also know what it's like to fail at personal things. Before I met my husband, I was in a relationship that kind of embarrasses me, to be honest. And let's not talk about that very much. And it's not something that I was necessarily setting intentions and goals around, but I wish I had been smart enough to do the things that I'm going to share with you, because it probably would have helped me quicker and faster and with a much better, clearer mind to get to a healthy place, not just in my life, but in my relationships, in my personal life, and definitely in my professional life. So this video is for you if you want to get everything you want in 2025 and you understand that getting everything that you want in 2025 is about moving closer towards your goals, right? Like, I want to be really clear, we're not here to sell some kind of like snake oil or yummy charms. I'm sorry, I'm just not that person. So if that's what you're looking for, some kind of magic bullet, you might want to press pause here and like stop this video. I'm here to give you the real deal. Here's are some of the things that have worked for me consistently over many years that I have used to set really big goals and then achieve those goals. I'm also honest enough to admit, like, some of those goals are things that are real time, and I understand I'm moving closer towards those goals, even if it looks like I'm so frustrated because last year I was in this exact same spot. You're not in the exact same spot if you take these particular steps that I'm about to share with you, okay? And I also want you to know, I really, really want you to know this, I've been there. I have been in that place of feeling frustrated and feeling like, oh, I can't believe I've disappointed myself, essentially. And what I want you to know is the energy that you're spending on being disappointed with yourself, on being frustrated, let's use that energy, honey. Let's pour that energy into actually creating the dream, the goal, the beautiful life that you deserve. Let's move closer towards that. Let's use the energy for that instead of sitting here and talking about, oh my God, I can't believe it. I thought I would be da-da-da-da-da, and looking over sideways at everybody except your life and not staying in your lane. I need you in your lane, and I need you to do these things that are backed by science, by the way, okay? It's not just me sitting over here talking about the things that like I pulled out of my behind. Although, let's be clear, I did pull them out of my brilliance. Unbeknownst to me, a lot of what I'm about to share with you, these are proven, they are like science is behind it, okay? So, are you ready? Grab your tea, grab something to write with because you're gonna need it, and let's get into this.
Hey, welcome to Love on Stage. I'm Mahokhodi. If you're ready to make sales and spark action when you speak, this is your place. I've helped dozens of leaders choose courage over comfort by speaking with confidence and love, especially in tough conversations. Because listen, public speaking isn't just a thing that you do on stage. It's what you do every time you deliver a work presentation, when you interview for that plump job you deserve, when you negotiate your salary, and every time you sweat bullets during a big pitch. That's all public speaking. It's time to level up your storytelling because your story matters. So, you ready to speak like a boss? Let's get into your most powerful story.
So if you're new to this channel, welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. I am Machochodi and I'm a writer, I'm a published author, I'm a speaker, and I am many yummy things that, bring me a lot of joy. Like, I love style. You'll definitely see a lot of fashion and all that on this channel. But here on this particular episode, I'm here to help you speak with confidence, both on the stage and off the stage. And sometimes that's not even about speaking, that's about like leveling up your game before you get to the stage, so that when you are when you are at work and you're asked to give that presentation, you're totally crushing it. Part of that is owning and understanding what are my goals, where am I moving towards, and how do I get there in a way that is the quickest, the fastest, the most efficient, and the way that does not leave me burnt out. We're not trying to do that. As a writer, it shouldn't come as a surprise that the first thing I'm going to tell you is writing your goals down is gold. It's gold. I don't think they're hearing me. Do you think they're hearing me? Do you think that they hear me? Because writing down your goals is one of the most important, wild things that people who are successful do. And the data, the science backs this up. It shows, researchers have found that people who write down their goals are 40% more likely to actually achieve the thing that they say they want, to get everything that they want, more than people who do not write their goals. So you can be one of those people who are like, whatever, I'm just gonna keep it in my brain, I'm not gonna write it down. Good luck to you. You may succeed, right? So there are some people who succeed, but what about upping the chances by 40%? That's bananas, that's bonkers. And one of the ways that I've consistently been able to accomplish the things that mattered the most to me in my life, I get a pen and a pencil out. I have journals upon journals. I'm not joking. I have journals upon journals upon journals. I actually even have handmade journals. Okay, that's a whole other story. But I have so many journals where I document exactly what it is. This is my daily journal where I document my goals for the day. I have journals that walk through, here are the big life goals of where I'm trying to go. And what I'm encouraging you to do is the same. Find some place where you can write down your goals. And one more thing I'll say about goals, because this is really important, writing them down. The goals that you write down become so much more powerful if they are measurable. So we know exactly how you're going to be able to know that you have succeeded, right? And if that goal is time bound, so you have a very clear idea in your head about this is when I would like to have that goal accomplished. So those two things really make a goal that is written down actionable. Is this something that you can measure? How are you going to know that you've succeeded? So an example is, if I had a goal that I want to be financially independent, a lot of people have that dream, but a lot of people kind of hold it in their head as a very nebulous thing. You need to know for yourself and write down what is the number that is going to make you feel like you are financially independent and in control, right? And maybe it looks like I want to be at the point where I can retire from my 9-to-5. What is the number that would allow you to be able to retire from your 9-to-5? You need to know that, you need to own that, and you need to write that down. Number two, to make that goal real and actionable, it has to have a timetable. So is this something that you're working towards? I want that financial independence and I want to retire from my 9-to-5 by the end of 2025. If that's the case, that is a time-bound goal, right? So I want to be financially independent. I know exactly the number. I have written it down that's going to get me to retirement status by the end of 2025. That is a time-bound goal. It is also a goal that is measurable, and it is written down somewhere that you can reference all of the time. You can keep coming back to again and again. I definitely want you, when you're writing your goals down, just stream of conscious first. Here's everything that I want. Here's everything that I'm going to get in 2025. And then I want you to be very clear and honest with yourself. Don't tell yourself lies. Let me tell you something. The hardest way to fucking up all of your goals. The surest way where you're not going to get any of the things that you want in 2025 is by lying to yourself. Do not. Girl, don't let me catch you lying to yourself, okay? You need to be honest. Of everything that you have written down, stream of consciousness, what are the goals that actually feel both attainable and they're pushing you out of your comfort zone and they feel like this is a top line priority for me. So this is something that I can actually like focus all of my energy on in 2025. If you don't, if something that you really want doesn't meet that criterion, maybe it's not for this year, and that's okay. Like, it's okay to want things and to not want all of the things right now. When you sit down to eat, do you put all of your favorite food on that plate? Like every single, like do you put, let me walk you through some of my favorite foods, okay? Do you put tripe, malale mogodu, a very South African delicatessen, and I found out it's also Italian. That shit is delicious. Do you put that on your plate and you put the best tacos ever in town and you put cake? I am a cake queen. I love cake all day. You find like a double-decker cake that's just like the best of the best. Do you put that on your plate as well? And then you're like, oh, hang on a second. I also need a bit of breakfast food. Let me put that. No, you don't do that because that is bananas. Like that is so unhealthy for you. It also sounds pretty gross. Like I love all the food that I just described, but honestly, eating tripe with cake is just like that's just, don't sign me up for that, okay? Do not sign me up for that. What you do is you sit down, you have your meal, and you're satisfied with one particular take, or maybe a couple of those things on the plate. I want you to do the same for 2025 by being honest with yourself. What are the things that actually make sense, are the most meaningful, that you want the most this year? Got me? Okay, cool. Please don't roll your eyes because I'm going to say a word. It's a V word that gets people's panties in a bunch, all right? They get very excited about this word, but it works. It's worked for me, and again, the data, the science backs this up. If you see the goal, what it does is activate a part of your mind that is constantly filtering the world out to listen only to the things that you've told your mind that, hey, this is important to me. Do you know how this is true? All right, think about when you're in a really crowded place. Maybe you're at a Beyonce concert. Maybe you're at a market in a beautiful city far away, and somebody calls your name. What happens immediately? There might be like 500 other, let's say your name is Natalie, right? Like my name is not Natalie. My name is Mahokhodi, okay? When somebody says that name, no matter what, they're talking to me. But let's just pretend your name is Natalie. If somebody shouts out, hey, Natalie, you don't even know which Natalie they're talking about in that crowded market, but immediately you zero in on, oh, I am being summoned. Somebody is asking for my attention. You start looking around, you bump into people, you're like, excuse me, you do your best in this foreign language. Maybe it's French, I don't know. Maybe it's Spanish, I don't know. But you start looking around you to see if the Natalie that is being called, if that is somebody that you recognize, that's you. What's happening there, of all the names that are being shouted, of all the words that are being said in that market, is the part of your brain that you long ago activated to say, when you hear this word, you need to pay attention because somebody is focused on me. That is what's being activated in your brain. There's other examples that have been used in research. Think about the number of times where you're not paying any attention to like a Kia. I don't know cars, okay? But one of the cars that I've driven is a Kia. And it's so funny because I drove this Kia in Cape Town. We rented it. I came back. I also loved how it drove. Like, shout out if you're Korean, okay? Like, Korean people, I have so much respect and love for you. I've been to Korea and I was just like, okay, the levels here are just leveling on another level. But here's my point. When I drove that car, because it was such a beautiful car to drive, when I came back home, everywhere I looked, all I saw was just Kias everywhere. I was like, oh, Kia, 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 Kia. Most of them were white, like the car that I rented in Cape Town. Again, that's that part of your brain that's activated. How does this matter, and why does it matter for you specifically? It matters for you because you can train your brain to focus on the things that you say are most important and the things that you most want to get in 2025. How do you do that practically? It's actually really easy, and it's kind of a delicious exercise. You create a vision board. A vision board is gathering all the visuals from magazines, maybe from the internet. You can print things out, make it really pretty. You can go to Pinterest and find all kinds of mood boards that literally represent the pictures of the dream and the goal that you're working towards. Cut all of those out and paste that poster somewhere where you can see it every single day. Maybe it's the back of your bathroom door. I don't know. Maybe it's the mirror. So when you're getting ready every single day, you can see and you can glance really quickly at like, here's all of these goals that are important to me. What you're doing in that moment by looking at it every single day, you are training that part of your brain that is already hardwired to focus in on the things that you have told your brain, this is important to me. So that when you're out and about in the world, you don't miss the clue when the universe says, hey, this is that thing. I need you to move in this pathway. No matter how gently or quietly the universe says that. Does this make sense? Is this landing? This is why vision boards are so powerful. The issue with vision boards and why sometimes people get a little bit like they get their panties in a bunch over vision boards is because doing just a vision board and like, you know, pouring wine and playing nice music and just making the vision board and then shoving it under the carpet somewhere and forgetting about it for the rest of 2025, something a lot of people do, that's not going to get you anywhere. It's going to make you feel really good for that session while you did it, but like that's not a that does nothing. It doesn't train your brain. Okay, so what we need you to do, you're not going to be one of those people, is you're not only going to write your goals, you're also going to create this beautiful vision board, but you're going to look at it every single day. All right, here's the thing. All right, here's the thing about me. I'm super spiritual. I really believe in a plane and a world and a life that is far beyond our five senses, the things that we can see and smell and, you know, touch and feel. I very much believe in that altered plane, but I'm not woo-woo, all right? Maybe I am woo-woo to you, I don't know, like saying the things that I'm saying, but I need you to understand it in practical terms. When I say I need you to meditate on these particular goals, again, I am talking about something that is backed by science. And the science is, if you spend even just 5 minutes every single day with a clear mind, to meditate is to clear your mind of the daily chatter and the voice in your head that kind of like, you know, never quite quiets down. If you can find 5 minutes of stillness, sometimes stillness looks like walking outside in nature. Sometimes stillness looks like before bed, when everything is quiet, just taking a moment to yourself in bed, sitting upright with your back against the headboard and just closing your eyes and meditating, which means focusing your intent and your energy and your presence on this particular thing that you say you want so much, okay? Why is this important? Why would you do that? If it sounds too woo-woo for you. If it sounds too woo-woo for you, I'm especially challenging you to do this, okay? This is so profound because, again, you're dropping into your subconscious, the part of you that is so much more powerful than any single thought that you have while you're awake. You're dropping into that part of your being, your soul, and you're asking for that part of you to guide you towards this intention and this goal. So it's essentially like activating the universe to work on your behalf, because your subconscious is connected to the universe. It is connected to everything that is infinite and divine and amazing and God on earth. Does that make sense? I hope it does, because it's so powerful. And once you understand this, you're going to turbocharge your ability to get to whatever it is that is most important to you, get everything that you want in 2020. And I'll tell you a story. I did not write a lick towards my first book until I had this wild pajama party with some of my closest friends, and I found out that 2 of them out of this entire group were also writers. We were all at the time aspiring writers. We all at the time were like, oh my God, wouldn't it be a dream someday? I don't think we even articulated it this way, someday to have a book out in the world. All we knew is all 3 of us cared deeply about writing. All of us, 3 of us, really loved to read, and we thought, maybe we'll get there quicker if we do it together. So we started an accountability group, and we held each other accountable, which was just like, it was a game changer at the beginning. Remember, I was a baby writer. I was not taking my writing life as seriously and as, meticulously as I do now. It forced me to take it meticulously and seriously because I had a deadline and I had accountability partners who I trusted and who I loved and who I knew would pull me up to my full length and strength and like fix that crown on my head if I ever fell off the thing that I said I was great at, right? What I want you to know, what I want you to have as a takeaway is the importance of sharing your journey with other people that you love, admire, respect, and trust. The most important word I've just said there is trust. Folks who you trust, folks who you can trust with your dream, and folks who share your dream. Share the journey of you getting there with them, because you're going to get there quicker if you're pepping each other up, if you're holding each other accountable, all right? That's all I'm gonna say on that, but that's really important. And honestly, it infuses an element of like, oh, this is fun. Like, this is something that we get to do together. And again, it's backed by science. What I want to tell you about accountability that is going to blow your mind is something called the Posse Foundation. Look it up, P-O-S-S-E. The Posse Foundation sends young people to university, to colleges in the United States, but they do it in this brilliant, game-changing way that will knock your socks off once you get to understand the statistics behind their success. So what they do is they not only award a scholarship to somebody who is of high merit, who really deserves it, they give it to that person and their peers, folks that they know and recognize and have built some kind of camaraderie with, who were in their high school. They give these kids, they lavish them with mentoring, they lavish them with training so that they form a cohesive unit, so that they are accountability partners to each other. Because it's really hard to graduate from a 4-year institute if you don't have support on campus that looks like you. That's the thing that Posse Foundation understands. And what Posse Foundation has done over the decades since they started in 1989, this will blow your socks off, okay? Graduation rates in America are 65%. So 65% of people who enter college, they finish, they graduate on time, 65%. Posse Foundation, that statistic is 90%. 90% of their scholars who enter a 4-year institute, they graduate within those 4 years. That is, I mean, like 65 next to 90, yo, those kinds of statistics, like that's bananas. And all of that comes down to accountability circles. So I need you to like run out the door once you've done these exercises and share your journey with people you know can be part of your posse, who will get you to 90% success rate versus 65%. Okay, 65 is pretty good. Honestly, like I shudder to think for the people who are on the other side of the 65 who don't make it. I want you to be in that 90% because it's almost like a sure shot that you're going to make your goal, all right? Are you gonna be part of the 90? Yes, all right? Why don't you do this? Write down a list of 3 people who share your goal. Pause the video right now. Write down 3 people who share your #1 goal for 2025. Write down their names right now and write down exactly how you're going to reach out to them once this video is done. I'm gonna give you a moment. I'm gonna pause so that you can do that. All right, excellent, you're back. Don't forget to reach out to those 3 people. Maybe it's 2 people, right? Like again, we're not getting caught up in numbers. We're getting caught up in moving forward, and let them know, here's the goal that I'm working on, and here's how I want you to support me in getting towards that goal. And I know you share this goal with me. I know you want to get to that finish line too. So can we do it together? That's what I want you to ask them at the end of this video, all right? Okay, I saved this. This is not a nugget. It is life. It is rich. It is a hack to be on earth. If you can master this, I'm telling you now, you're going to get everything and then some that you want in 2025. Accept where you are now. Be good with where you are now. Be totally cool with whatever the situation is around that goal. I want you to make peace with that right now, okay? Maybe you're struggling to make rent every month. Maybe bill collectors are calling all the time and you're like, oh my God, can I just catch a break? Like, it is the beginning of the year. I've already done everything that I can to try and hustle, and I'm barely treading above water, right? I really want you to do something that's counterintuitive, that might make you curse me for 2 seconds. That's okay. Go ahead, say all of the words that you want to say out of your mouth, but don't call me outside of my mama's name, okay? Don't call me outside of the beauty and the crown that I wear. I really, and this is, by the way, I want to be clear on this. This is a challenge to me as well. There's things that I'm working on in my life. It is so difficult to accept the present moment, to accept things as they are, that are not like the goal and the dream that you want to live, that you see yourself deserving, that you know you should be there already, right? This is especially powerful for my folks who are 30, 35, 40, I'm 42, if you're above me, if you're 45, if you're 50, 60, we're so good at accounting for all of the things that we should already have accomplished and feeling guilty about our goals because I shouldn't even be here. I should already have this figured out. Accept that this is where you are now. This is where I'm standing now. I'm not able to make that rent. I'm not able to make that car payment. I'm not able to take that lavish vacation that I know that I deserve, that my bones are telling me I desperately need. Accept that this is where you are right now, and that everything is already working for you in this wild and sometimes what feels like a fucked up situation. The quicker you make peace with the current situation that you're in, it's so counterintuitive and is not what we want to do as human beings, but I promise you, this is my lived truth and testimony. The quicker you make peace with this present moment, the faster you are fast-tracked by the universe towards the thing that you want the most. Why is that? Because once you make peace, number one, you release all of the energy that you're expending on stress and on shoulda, coulda, woulda, on comparing yourself to everybody else. You release all of that energy and you get to reclaim that energy and put it in the power seat of actually making something whole and beautiful happening. Number two, what happens when you make peace is you become totally present to what is. I'm definitely echoing the words and the wisdom and thank God for this human being of Eckhart Tolle. If you don't know what I'm talking about, right now, another thing I need you to do, I need you to write this down. I really need you to write this down. A book called A New Earth. I need to do a whole other segment about that. I need you to go and read that book, but here's the cheat sheet. It's about presence. It's about being in this moment. And when you release your shoulda, coulda, wouldas of what it should be, and you focus on how it is, you give yourself the gift of being present to what is possible given this current moment. Not what happened yesterday, can't go back. not what's going to happen tomorrow. You cannot fast forward this moment. You can't. All you can do is be here right now. And being here right now, focusing on this presence and pouring presence is such a gift, because it's now going to allow you to bring clear and beautiful energy towards getting everything that you want in 2025. Does that make sense? I really hope this makes sense. If it does, and if you have any other questions for me, I would love to hear from you in comments. Number one, again, your homework. You've got a lot of homework on this, okay? I need you to write down all of your goals. I need you to create a vision board. I definitely need you to create an accountability circle with folks you know are on the same journey as you and who you want to share the wins and the lows with alongside them. I need you to reach out to them at the end of this video. And I really, really need you to accept this current moment and to be honest about where you are. I want you, once you hit subscribe, like, and all the things on this video, I really want to hear from you. So in comments, tell me which part of the homework you're most excited to get to. This is your year. Everything that you want is possible for you in this year. The only person who is stopping you is you. Are you going to get in your way? Girl, I don't think so. And I'm here to help you every single step of the way. Come back next week. And on Tuesdays and Thursdays, every Tuesdays, Thursdays, there's new episodes here at 12 p.m. Eastern. I will see you so soon. Bye.
Was that useful? You want to go even deeper? I'd love to support you. My coaching program can help you make money and spark action whenever you speak with intention. Book time to chat using the link in the description box below. Also, leave a comment if this video offered something you needed to hear today, or if you have a question you want me to unpack in next week's episode. Fresh episodes drop every Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern. Hit subscribe to get a notification so you never miss a beat. Thank you so much for being here. I want you to know that your story matters. And I'm here to help you stand out from the stage to the page.